Welcome to Kocosports Fantasy Wrestling Game Report number 3. Now listen, if you're not part of the Fantasy Wrestling League, this show's not really for you, and we apologize that you clicked on it. This is for the Internet Infantry members that are playing Fantasy Wrestling. We do have tons of shows on our channel that is for the masses, but this one is really a show directed to a small demographic of a small demographic of a small demographic. So please check out other channels. But before you leave, you can like, comment, subscribe. But this is our Fantasy Wrestling Game Report. There's links down in the doobly-doo so you can keep track of that. We got, as always, me, Dave Coco from Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.net. It takes you to the same place. It's where the world comes to kick ass, your home for combat sports, and above all, where it's okay to be a passionate fan and play fantasy sports. And as always, the Dungeon Master joins us. The Dungeon Master, Forsaken. Forsaken, welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dave. Glad to be here again.
I know, and we got some huge news. But before we get to your huge news, let's talk about the most important thing, the TNA Draft. We've decided to have a 5th round. The TNA Draft happens when?
It's going to be on February 7th and 8th. It's coming up pretty soon.
All right, and we will have a show on YouTube about that. Also, how do they get into the TNA Draft? Can you explain the list and where to put the list and how babies are made?
Well, when a mommy and basically you're gonna go to Kocosports.net or .com and you'll find the Fantasy Wrestling 2015 blog spot, and you would put your picks in on that spot. And I would say maybe, what, Dave, like 15, 20 picks you want to leave in there in the comments for TNA wrestlers?
Yeah, this is just my tip. Coco tip. Make the list as long as possible because you don't know what draft positions are going to be, and you don't know if people are going to take it. I noticed this. The people towards the top of the standings right now during the draft had the way longer list because you don't know where you're going to fall, and you want to put, and also rate it by, because you know a lot of people just make a list and they're like, oh, put it in the ratings, like where you rate them too. So number 1 would be who you want first, and so on. But usually the longer list. And as far as TNA Draft, there's a lot of questions. We'll sum it up. Forsaken, explain, first off, draft list, make it happen, go. Second off, what will be the draft order on the 7th or 8th when we finally have a TNA Draft?
So we're going to go by standings on this one, and it's going to go from last place to first place. It's going to give the people that are having the most struggle right now to try to keep up with everybody, it's going to get them a little bit elevated up with stronger picks.
And thanks to you and Ewok, I said this a million times, and some people are giving me a little heat on it, but it's the truth. If it wasn't for Forsaken, the Dungeon Master, and Ewok, do we have what's under a Dungeon Master? I never played Dungeons and Dragons.
I haven't either.
Vice Dungeon Master? I always wanted to, and this is getting off topic, not that we've ever done that. I always wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons, but I was like stuck in between a nerd and a jock. Like, I was a bench warmer on my football team, so the nerds didn't accept me. But I wasn't a full-blown athlete because I just sat the bench, and that was one of the disadvantages of being in the middle. I never got to play Dungeons & Dragons. All right, we'll call him Vice Dungeon Master Jr. Ewok, if it wasn't for Forsaken and Ewok, we wouldn't even be having this, and so I really appreciate it. But if there is a tie in the standings, Ewok has made a formula. We will call it the Ewok formula to decide who goes where. All right, so like I said, the 7th or 8th, we're going to have our TNA round, and you make a list as much as you can on Kocosports.net. We appreciate it. Thank you. The comment system isn't perfect, but it's pretty damn easy. You know, I usually said it was the easiest ever, but then people are like, how dare you say it's easy? I didn't know how to do it. I was like, all right. It's pretty easy for most people. So go make the list of, how far it could go and all that stuff. Now, here's the thing. We want to reward active people. So, if you're active and you have a list, you're going to get your pick. Now, Forsaken, some people signed up. We had so many sign-ups. Next year we have to come up with a strategy so that the most loyal viewers, the most active people get in first. But what are we going to do if someone doesn't getting their draft picks? What are we doing about the non-active people?
Well, we're gonna give them a little bit of leeway time. Other than that, it's gonna be we're gonna fill in that spot eventually. After we'll have a blank spot. We'll keep going, and we'll have to take the what we think is gonna be the best overall pick, and they have maybe about 10 days to.
Yeah, we gave them 10 days in the opening draft. So what we're gonna do is, whoever's active, we're gonna make the draft order of standings. Whoever's active and has their list gets their pick. If you're not active and you haven't made your list, we're skipping you, and the next person goes. And then we're going to give you about a week to fill it in, and if you don't fill it in about a week, we will fill it in as best we can. Me, Forsaken, will try to make a fair pick of the TNA roster there. And then once we make the pick, you have 10 days to change it. And then after that, you are stuck with that team until free agents. All right, so if you have any questions whatsoever, please put them down in the comments, and the Dungeon Master will try to answer them. I love the expansion. I love the fantasy wrestling. I love the fact that it's on my blog. But like I said, if it wasn't for the Dungeon Master, this would have never got done. So I appreciate you and Dungeon Master Junior Ewok. Thank you guys so much for doing it. Now, last show we had a lottery for the expansion team, and we finally have an expansion team. Please tell us who won the expansion team, and what were the wrestlers that they picked.
Okay, well, we got Eric Young, Mr. Fabulous Ebert himself, has got in for the expansion team, and Eric Young's team consists of Sin Cara, Colin Cassidy, Simon Gotch, and Dana Brooke.
Someone likes NXT. Well, I'm glad. In all honesty, a lot of people think this is fucking rigged, and let me be completely honest. Me and Boom Boom, if it wasn't for Forsaken keeping track of score, you know how it would be rigged? It would be like, the season is over. But a lot of people think it's rigged, but I am happy, even though we did do a lottery, it's someone returning. We are still, if you want to make suggestions in the comments of how we can make it better next year to make sure the most active and the most loyal of the internet infantry get in first, we're willing to listen to that. Now, the expansion team right now has 0 points, so it's in last place, so it will get most likely the #1 pick. But there's been scuttlebutt, and I don't know if it's because something I said. I am very stupid. We're making the official announcement now. The expansion team goes with the standings. All right. Now, we have a huge announcement, and by we, I mean Forsaken, the Dungeon Master. Free agent period has moved. We are human beings. Please send all complaints to Dungeon Master Forsaken at notarealemail.com. No, you can leave it in the comments. The free agent period has moved because Forsaken is becoming Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer, where are you headed to?
Well, yeah, we had to delay the free draft, the free agents, and we had to move that back because I'm going to take a trip February 16th through the 26th, going over to China and Inner Mongolia.
The country, not the former wrestler / porn star who's in Japan, right?
Oh God, no.
Don't pick on China. I always feel bad. Like, I always want to. I don't know why, because she's such a nice person. It's such an easy target to make fun of. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel bad for making fun of China. I think she's like the one celebrity where I'm like, too far. But China, the country, going there. Gonna try to recruit some new internet infantry in China, Be like, hey, have you heard of Kocosports?
Yeah, I got somebody that's not exactly China the wrestler or former wrestler waiting for me over there, so I can't wait to meet up with a good friend of mine and hang out and see everything in China. So
yeah, China's a pretty awesome country. Hope you have a lot of fun. I can't believe you're going to be that close to my neighborhood of Tokyo and you're not even going to stop by. I'm not saying you're a scumbag, but I'm thinking it very loudly. Maybe one day at a Wrestle Kingdom we should have an Internet Infantry reunion. All right, so free agent period. We are having free agent periods this this season. If it's a success, we might have more. If it flops, we won't. We'll see how the free agents works. But when is the first free agent period being moved to since you're traveling the world?
Okay, well, we decided to push it back to March 14th and 15th. It's getting close to WrestleMania season. Maybe it'll give some people to get some better picks, trades in, and pick up maybe a free agent. The pay-per-view, it's also something we want to remind everybody. For the pay-per-view of WrestleMania, it's double the points for that pay-per-view and the December pay-per-view, but it's coming up for WrestleMania pretty quick. So it might help other people catch up.
All right, so there we go. Got free agent period. And not only that, but if the free agent period is successful, we will have a lot more free agent periods. And possibly, it depends. I know Rob wants to help out. I know Ewok's helping out. I know you're helping out. It's a lot of math and numbers and paying attention. But
Right.
if this is successful and it's easy, maybe next season or later this year, it'll be free agents 24/7 all year long. But we don't know. We're testing it out little by little. Just because we don't get paid for this, and it's a lot of fun, and if Forsaken, the Dungeon Master, or Ewok gets burnt out, and he's like, fuck this, I'm going to China to fall in love, it's over. It's over. So we're testing it out little by little and improving it more and more. All right, so there you go. All right, so the last thing we got to talk about is Royal Rumble and standings. I figured we'll do the standings first. We do have a live comment from Rob.
Okay.
Stockle? I always mispronounce that. It's probably some character.
I wanted to talk to Rob eventually someday.
All right, so woo! Let's go Turkey Maniacs. So he's rooting for the Turkey Maniacs, yeah.
Thanks, Rob.
And not only that, but know what really burns my ass? The internet champion right now is last year's fighting kangaroo guy.
Oh yeah.
Drives me absolutely insane. All right, let's talk standings, then we'll talk Royal Rumble. What's the standings looks like? Start from top to bottom.
Top to bottom, we got Team Dragonfly, 22 points total. He takes the lead. That's my team, happens to be. Took the lead last year at the Royal Rumble, so.
And what happened? The Kangaroos whooped that ass towards the end.
Yeah, thank you, Roman Reigns, for getting yourself injured.
Well, now Roman Reigns is going to collect the points because he's the new John Cena.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have Roman Reigns, by the way? I don't know your roster.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Roman Reigns was my keeper pick.
All right, so who's in second place?
Second place, we got Stairway to Zeppelin, Golden Turtles with 17 points.
Oh, no wonder why he doesn't want to go standings. He's one of the biggest, loudest voice. He's like, don't go with the standings, go with the draft order. Now I see why. And the funny thing is, he's in second place, and he was like one of the loudest voices to say it was rigged.
Oh, wow.
Yep, I see. Now, Zeppelin, we love you, brother, but now I see. Because, like, in the comments, like, I read the comments. I try to reply to all of them, but I don't. I apologize for that. But I read the comments, and he's like, no. I hope it's in the same draft order. I wonder why he's saying that. Because he's in second place, that son of a biscuit. Zeppelin, we love you. All right, go ahead. Who's in third?
Third, it's your buddy, Boom Boom. Screaming Antelopes with 12 points.
All right, first off, for the record, Boom Boom still hasn't sent me a care package. So if he beats me, because we have a contest between hosts, me and Boom Boom are the host, even though Boom Boom's real life is getting in the way of hosting. But he owes me a care package for me whooping that ass last year. And if you don't send me my care package when you're beating my ass in third place, I'm not sending you a care package. I think care package cancels out. Don't ruin a great tradition, Boom. Send that damn care package. Listen, I know I won the championship and it feels great, and I want to give myself a Barry Horowitz, but no one feels better than winning a championship beating your co-host.
Ooh.
All right. So listen. Inside trading here. Can we all decide that we're going to take down Team Boom Boom? The damn Screaming Antelopes. That's what we need. All right. Moving on.
Right.
Who's in fourth?
Fourth place, the local competitor is owned by Market Garden. He's got 11 points. He's right behind Boom Boom.
All right. Well, we need those local competitors to do a lot better. All right, let's go. We need some blue pants magic with those local competitors. All right, next.
All right. Next, we got 10 points on All Along the Watchtower. That's Lennox Watterson's team.
Oh, he's very active, so I'm glad it's some active guys going towards the top. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, we got Mr. the King. his team, Mr. the Kings, 9 points. He's trailing right behind him.
I just want to say I love Mr. the King. On Google Plus, he always shares our shows, and that makes me feel good. I appreciate that, Mr. King. High five. All right, what's next?
Next, that's your team, Kocosports Fighting Kangaroos with 8 points.
Last year's champions, and I don't have Dean Ambrose, and it hurts. It hurts so bad, but I do have Captain Kangaroo Dolph Ziggler. So hopefully we can rebound there. Hopefully we have a swing up. All right, go ahead.
Okay, well, I mean, you're tied with a whole bunch of people with 8 points. You got
all right. Who's with the 8-point party? Who's with the 8-point party? We're at a restaurant and the waiter just gave us a dirty look. We're like, all the guys with 8 points, non-smoking, please. Go ahead.
There you go. We got Andy Paps' Team Heel ATP. We have Player Dies Kingdom. Player Dies 8 points, and Unleashed Jobbers 8 points. So that takes a big. What, three-way tie?
Yeah, so there you go. Well, hopefully Team Dolph Ziggler and the Uso guy could do good. Come on. I got fucking Ryback. I hate Ryback, and he's supposed to be getting me points.
Supposed to.
Free agents. Listen, this is what I'm gonna do. Can I do a little advertising, or is that like shenanigans?
Oh, go ahead and
I will trade my female, who's in a main event storyline in NXT, and Ryback for a decent point getter and decent woman. So think about that when the free agent period happens. All right, go ahead. Next.
Bond Rangers. He's got 7 points.
All right.
Ewok. Wicked's Retaliation. He's got 6 right behind him.
I love Ewok. Ewok's my homeboy, but him and fantasy wrestling do not go together.
Well, he shot up towards the end of the year last year, so I mean he did a pretty good run.
So Ewok's just buying his time. All right, go ahead.
He's playing it slow, but we got Dananana with 5 points, tied up with iJapan's Muda Bears with 5 points, and
I think iJapan Muda Bears scored more points this year already than he did last year.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely caught up.
Last year, he had the #1 draft pick overall and chose Yoshitatsu. Now, if that doesn't say iJapan has Japanese pride, nothing will. Last year's #1 pick overall. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, they both have 5 points, and Rob is tied up with them as well with 5 points, and his only point getter so far has been Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, and remember, that was a huge shock when we were doing the draft. When he listed his draft, Daniel Bryan was still a mystery. So, he's laughing now. It's one of those situations where, like on draft day, Mel Kiper's making fun of him, and now Rob's like, who's fucking laughing now, Mel Kiper? Who's fucking laughing now? Like, sorry.
There you go.
All right, go ahead.
We got Please Don't Own Me, Brah. That's Franielli's team. He's got 3 points.
Oh, man, Franielli. That hurts. That hurts, Franielli. Yeah. I'd expect more than that. All right, go ahead.
The Brutal Brits, they've got 2 points. And last place, of course, Eric Young's Fabulous E-Birds. They just started picking up, so hopefully he can get some points in soon.
All right, so there you go. So hopefully they have a great run. So, and then we'll of course go off that. So it should be interesting. All right, now we got a question here. Will there be more expansion teams? As of now, we don't know. It's still a maybe. So keep watching these, and hopefully we can. We'll have to figure that out, but. What we really need to focus on is how to be fair and give people teams. So Duckle says the flaw of rewarding participation is losers are less likely to participate as they're losing. It rewards winners usually. Not really. I don't think so. If you're in last place, fucking participate and fucking free agents. I don't know. We have to figure out something. So, but. No. I'm sure Franielli, who's in last place right now, the expansion team and Franielli, I'm sure they're going to be, active. So, I don't know, because my whole thing is, the biggest problem with 2015 season is we didn't expect this many teams this fast. So next year, to perfect it and improve it, we have to figure out how to do it. Either that or we just have to get more people, maybe Rob, Ewok, and add in more feds. Like maybe add in New Japan, maybe add in this. You know what I'm saying? And then follow the results. But that's a possibility. But as of right now, we're just, we can't do drastic changes. We just do little by little, and in 2016 we'll have drastic changes. I have no idea how to draft TNA. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I have no idea who is good in TNA. Well, you could always do something crazy. Watch TNA. Yeah, I don't know how to help you with that one. I'm sure if you ask a TNA expert, I'm sure if you ask a TNA expert, you should be okay.
I haven't watched TNA since mid last year, so I mean I could probably come up with at least 15 people.
Yeah, TNA's not too bad. To be honest with you, it's really improved, but the last 2 weeks it's kind of but I think next week they're having one of their free pay-per-views, so it should be interesting.
Okay.
It's one of the, because they don't have much pay-per-view anymore and are on a new channel, so they're having Lockdown, which is normally a $50, $40 pay-per-view, absolutely free on Discover America. And you can just go, and not only that, but TNA has a top 5. So, like, if you know absolutely nothing and you're in last place, just see what Jeremy Borash ranks them. You can always go to Impact Wrestling and all that fun stuff. Or ask questions down and below. I mean, we'll
take a look at the roster, too. At the website. I mean, take a look at who's active on the roster and just start picking.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. All right, so let's break down the Royal Rumble, and we'll answer any questions people have. I know this ain't the most popular show, but like I said, this show is directed towards a niche audience of a niche of a niche. So, but all right, so go ahead, Forsaken, and break down the Royal Rumble, and we'll wrap it up after that, and maybe some live comments. All right, go ahead.
All right. Basically, the way me and Ewok kept track of the Royal Rumble eliminations, I just wrote down everybody that had a team pick that was going to be in the Royal Rumble match itself. So Bray Wyatt had 6 eliminations, 6 points. Daniel Bryan 1, Kane 5, Rusev 6, Dean Ambrose 1, Big Show 5. Roman Reigns 6. Add in the fact that he won the Royal Rumble, which is 3 bonus points, which gave me 9. And Ziggler had 2 eliminations, so that's how we started getting everybody a little bit extra points going in for where we're standing right now.
Yeah. All right, so there you go. You got some Royal Rumble. And remember, there's some people, I won't throw them under the bus, Rob, who says they have no chance. It's still early in the season. It's only January and February. There's 2 pay-per-views that have double points, and the Fighting Kangaroos, last year's champion, was like next to last place. So you never know, and we still have a free agent period. I think people are being a little over-dramatic some places. All right, so let's go some live comments. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Bam. All right, here we go. Forsaken, why? I've got Rey Mysterio and Eric Rowan. This free agent. I need it, you monster. Now, we always said there's room for human error and all that. Where do we put our TNA draft picks? You want to put them on Kocosports.net? Because that would be cool, but also a lot of people fucking hate using Kocosports.net because they fucking hate us. Do you also want to put it in the comments below or just Kocosports.net?
I'm gonna leave that up to you because this is your site and this is your channel. Yeah. So.
All right, you can leave them here, but we're gonna say fuck you a lot. But yeah, so there you go. All right, boop boop boop. All right, let's see. Where do you leave draft picks? So you can leave them on this video or on Kocosports.net. All right. We should do Lucha Underground instead of TNA because it's just better. That's a possibility, Lennox Wooderson. The only problem with Lucha Underground instead of TNA is that Lucha Underground is pre-recorded so long, and I don't know. Maybe we could add Lucha Underground in the future when we add more expansion teams. That's a possibility, but we went with TNA because I don't think they're as far. Rob agrees, and he says same. All right.
I would even say that if Ewok and Rob want to work together and try to add in more teams with other promotions like New Japan or Lucha or whatever, I mean, they can do that. I won't be able to keep track of it. I work 14 hours a day myself, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe we'll get people that just keep track of those points and stuff because we want to have the best experience possible. But like I said, we also want people to be able to handle it and be able to work. So we got Ewok and Forsaken handling WWE and TNA. If someone wants to come in and handle other leagues, and maybe we'll look for a good site. Like I know a good site that has results for everything. It's not like a news site, but it just lists results from around the world. So that's a possibility in the future. But like I said, we don't want to overwork Forsaken and Ewok because if they quit, we're just like, all right, that was a great idea. That's it. No pressure, Forsaken. I think Rob comes to your house and fucking puts a dead horse in your bed or something.
Not my bad.
So there we go. So yeah, and we'll get free agents and possibly add other leagues because other leagues would be fun. But the problem with other leagues is that maybe we have to put rules because Lucha Underground, you go 4 or 5 weeks in advance, maybe more. If you read spoilers, you could get a free agent and get someone that's hot on a run. But then maybe that's also strategy too. I don't know. So it's open for debate. This is the thing. We are open for changes to make the league fun and better. But with those changes, we want to make sure that we don't overwork the people that are basically running the league. That's where we stand. I don't know if that's a popular answer, but that's the honest answer. All right, so someone goes, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I really enjoy it. That right there could be the quote that we put on our channel. I don't know what's going on, but I really enjoy it. Thank you. That right there describes the Kocosports podcasting experience at its finest.
Thank you very much. Wow.
All right. Rob says, and the one-man Yes Movement team is going nowhere. You never know. You got to pick up some people, and that's Rey Mysterio. That's on you. You got to smoke the marijuana with what's the word I'm looking for? You got to smoke it with responsibility. You put Rey Mysterio up there. Can you guys put the weekly points, new rankings in the show description each time you guys do that? Well, we have it on the blog, but we just got to update it quicker. But yeah, we could do that. Forsaken, you can put it down there, and we'll put it up. Okay. I'll put it on the draft page. Lennox Wooderson, give yourself a Barry Horowitz. I love you. I love you so much, Lennox Wooderson. Free hug for you. Yeah, we're hoping to make Kocosports. We're having a meeting this weekend. We're hoping to improve it a lot or just blow it up.
Okay, that's.
I'll put it on the draft page. Perfect. Lennox Wooderson, TNA just did 2 months of taping. Son of a bitch, Lennox Wooderson. Son of a bitch. Great point. All right, we are willing to do more expansions and more all that, but we have to make sure that we don't overwork our staff. So maybe how about this? While you're in China, Forsaken.
Okay.
The country, not the person. While you're in China, you look over the horizon and just chill out and be like, you know what? When people travel around the world, they find themselves. And while you're there, living the good life in China, just look out into the sun and go, you know what? This is the future of fantasy sports. I want you trying to recruit people into the internet infantry in China. We're worldwide, baby. And second thing is, I want you to think how we can always improve.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think when you're overseas in China having probably the most adventurous time of your life, I think fantasy wrestling should be on top of your mind.
Got it.
I think, in Asian cultures, you usually shake hands and say your name and where you work. It's the kind of thing you bow, especially, they don't always shake hands, but they, if you're a Westerner, they'll shake your hand, and then they'll be like, oh, well, and then they'll say their name and where they work. I want you to say, hello, my name is Forsaken, and I am the Dungeon Master of the Internet Infantry. All right? Especially if you hit it off with the lady friend. I say when you introduce yourself to the parents, that's how you say it. Be like, it's pronounced Forsaken. And what do you do for a living, Forsaken? Be like, I am the Dungeon Master of the Internet Infantry. I don't know. I don't know what they'll be thinking, but that sounds like a very important job title.
Yeah, the Forsaken Dungeon.
There you go. Forsaken Dungeon, the Dungeon Master. All right, I think we're wrapping this bad boy up. Is there anything you want to say before we go?
I just want to thank you and everybody that are playing and that are just enjoying themselves with the points, and thank Ewok for keeping track and helping me out, and especially during the Royal Rumble, because that was towards the end I just kind of just blanked out. I had no idea, like Kane and Big Show, and just by that point I was just like, this pay-per-view is just hell in a handbasket. I'm done.
Does anyone have Curtis Axel?
No.
Oh, thank goodness. That would have been a fucking field day. Could you imagine Rob having Curtis Axel? Oh, God, he would never shut up about it. We dodged a bullet with no one having Curtis Axel.
Oh, definitely. Jeez.
All right, so there you go. Well, thank you so much. Hope you have fun in China. Next time we do this show, it'll be around the 7th or 8th. Maybe we'll have Rob join in. We plan on having Rob be a host more. It's just hard because everyone has real-life obligations, so it's hard to make it to a lot of shows. But like I said, when it comes to Forsaken, Wrestling Ranked, Boom Boom, Jerry, and Rob, the door is always open. So, because a lot of times I get like little messages, like they're like, "How dare you don't put Rob or Forsaken or fill in the blank?" And I'm like, "No, it's not like that. They call up and we're on the air. They're on. It's just real life gets in the way."
It does.
Why does real life have to ruin internet life? All right, Forsaken, from the bottom of my heart, you tell Dungeon Master Jr. Ewok the same thing. Thank you very much. Like I said, we want to keep improving this. We want to have fun. But at the same time, we don't want to burn out the Dungeon Master. Because, let's be completely honest, besides me talking and promoting it, I do absolutely nothing. That's why, like, people are always like, "You rigged it." I'm like, trust me. If anyone's rigging anything, it's not me. Like a lot of times, like, huh? What's going on? I'm just like an old man driving the bus. The man behind, the man who has all the power is the Dungeon Master. That was supposed to be a compliment, but the real reason I said that is so that you can get the hateful emails and comments.
I'm
a coward.
My way, yeah.
I'm a coward. Like, comment, subscribe, and like I said, this was directed towards a niche of a niche. If you don't know what's going on, please check out our other videos, and maybe you'll know what's going on. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out Kocosports.net. Thank you for all the live comments, especially considering it was a niche of a niche show. All right. Forsaken, I will see you for the TNA Draft. Hopefully we can maybe get Rob aboard. And hopefully we can start turning it around. But like I said, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. Believe. Fight the good fight. Believe in Roman Reigns. Oh, man.
That's my guy.
Where's #1 draft pick John Cena going? John Cena's not doing that good this year because a lot of times he's not in matches.
Blair does got a lot of points off of him, but it wasn't exactly at the beginning of the year either last year, so...
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll keep it. It'll be interesting. There are links down in doobly-doo. We're gonna update. We're gonna get Forsaken and maybe Ewok access to just update it directly, so that there is no middleman delay. It's updated as far as after the Rumble, it's updated as far as after the Rumble on the blog, and we will try to keep it updated as much as we can. And every time we do this, we'll also put the standings down in doobly-doo. But you can always ask on the blog. All right, and we're gonna get Forsaken to try. We're gonna try to get Forsaken just to update it directly, so it's more real time. All right, so please check out Kocosports.net. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we will try to be doing a Stump the Idiot within 24 to 48 hours. And me and Rob are in negotiations. Negotiations like, are you free? Am I free? We're going to try to do a weekly fantasy booking thing. Rob wants to get into booking pro wrestling, and I am retired from booking pro wrestling. So it should be a lot of fun, and it should be nerdy. And if Coco Sports is anything, it's fun and nerdy. All right.
Sounds good.
Forsaken, thank you.
Thank you.
I am now just repeating. This one I know the show has ended. When I'm like, comment, subscribe, go to Kocosports.net. Like, comment, subscribe, go to Kocosports.net. I think that's officially the end. All right, thank you all for being awesome. And with that, I am over. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum.